Hello everyone, good morning. I welcome you all to Civil's Mentorship. As we all are aware that currently we are in the month of September, and if you look at the calendar, there are hardly 260 odd days left for UPSC 2026 prelims. But now the real question is, how do we use these 260 days wisely? The biggest mistake aspirants make is running behind too many books, too many notes, and ignoring the most authentic source of UPSC preparation, which is nothing but the PYQs. So, PYQs are not just questions, they are the DNA of the exam. And if you can decode them, you can decode UPSC itself. That's why, from today onwards, we begin our journey together. You and me. What? Not decoding the UPSC prelims. So, in this way, we will decode the previous year questions that came in prelims from 2013 onwards till 2025. But now the important question is that why these PYQs are so much important. Let's see why these PYQs are very much important in our preparation. So why it is so much important? Now with the help of PYQs, we can do multiple things. Think about it. Every year, lakhs of students prepare, but very few actually understand the themes UPSC tests repeatedly. So in what way PYQ will help us? PYQ will help in identifying the patterns and themes. Like for all the subjects, like in environment also we can identify, in polity, reports, schemes, economy also we can identify the patterns and themes based on which UPSC is asking the questions in prelims. Second, and the most important thing is that we will learn the art of elimination technique. As you all are aware of, that it's not possible that a person can score, or rather can complete the entire paper with entirely knowledge based. It's not possible. So even the toppers will say the same thing, that out of 100 questions, if they are solving approximately 90 to 95 questions, out of those 95 questions, 50% of the questions will be based on knowledge, and the remaining 50% will be based on how they are able to eliminate it. So that is an art. So we will learn only while we practice PYQs. And the another most important thing is that we can understand the examiner's mindset. Like in what capacity the examiner has asked that particular question. In what perspective, what thought process was going on in his mind. So based on that, if we can understand the exact thought process by which the examiner has asked the question, we can prepare ourselves in a better manner. But the main problem we observed is that most aspirants just download the PDFs and mug up the answer keys. That's not enough. If we don't know the concept, the context, and the logic, we can't use PYQs effectively. So, this is where our journey will be different. So, what's unique in this series? Let's see that what is the uniqueness that we will bring in this particular series. First of all, in this journey, each question will be discussed with 4 key layers. First is the elimination logic. Like, we will identify the correct answer, and we will also get to know that how to reach the right choice, or rather the right answer, even when you are unsure of the answer. Next is the theory capsule. Like, we will also do some, or we will also prepare some crisp notes to strengthen our concept. And remember one thing, before the prelims exam, we cannot go through the entire syllabus, right? So this crisp notes only will help us in revising, or rather it will help in multiple revisions. Third is, this is an important part. we will get to know, or we will see, that why UPSC has asked that particular question in that very year. So in this way, we can understand the thought process by which examiner has set the paper. And lastly, we will try to decode it. Like, suppose if you all are preparing for 2026 and beyond, so by solving last 13 years of paper, we will get an idea that exactly UPSC is asking from which part of the topic and how they are framing the question. That is what important. And another thing which is very much important, which most of the aspirants does not looks into, is the options. How UPSC is framing the options, that is also very much important, and based on that we can identify, or we will be able to know the framework which UPSC is based on which UPSC is asking the questions. So over here in this approach, you are not only solving the past papers, but you are learning how UPSC thinks. So I hope you understood this way by which we will be solving the question, solving the previous year questions. Confused? Okay. So let's go through one question. This particular question came in 2025 only, this latest prelims only. So what's the question? What was the question that they had asked? They asked this: consider the following statements. Okay. First statement is, if any question arises as to whether a member of the House of the People, which is our Lok Sabha, has become subject to disqualification under what? Na, under 10th schedule. Under 10th schedule. The President's decision, okay, the President's decision in accordance with the opinion of the Council of Ministers, in accordance with the opinion of the Council of Ministers, shall be final. Okay. Let's go through the statement again. What they have asked for? Now, if any question arises as to whether a member of the House of the People has become subject to disqualification under the 10th schedule, the President's decision in accordance with the opinion of the Council of Union of Ministers shall be final. Okay. Now, what is the second statement that they have given? There is no mention of the word political party in the Constitution of India. Okay. So these are the two statements that they have given, and these are the options that they have given. Okay, fine. But now, how will we approach this particular thing, or rather, how will we solve this question? So first of all, we will get to know that what was the exact answer of this question. But before going into the answer, we will see that in the exam hall, what shall be our mindset, and based on that, we will try to solve the question. Now, after coming into the answer, we will check. So as we mentioned already, that there will be 4 steps that we will be doing for a particular question. Now, what are those steps? First of all, in this particular question, what are the steps that we will be following? First step is, we will try to identify the answer. Okay. And with the mindset that we will be having during the exam hall. Secondly, what topic that they have given? Now, it is 10th schedule. So, disqualification under 10th schedule that they have given. So, we will see, as we mentioned, that we will prepare crisp notes also. So, based on this 10th schedule, we will see that previous years, say suppose for this question came in 2025, but it may be, we will just go through the previous year's papers and we'll see that what other type of questions that came from 10th schedule. So we will get an idea that, okay, so from 10th schedule, these are the type of questions that came. And based on that, we will get an idea that from 10th schedule, UPSC is asking what type of questions. Based on that, we will create our short notes. We will prepare our short notes. So these 3 things will be done, and we will also try to analyze that UPSC has not asked what type of question from 10th schedule that may be asked, that they may ask in near future. And along with that, we will also see that why UPSC asks this particular question. Now, as we all know that recent years, certain Supreme Court judgments are also there. Certain court cases are also there related to disqualifications. So, because of that reason only, UPSC has asked the question. So, if we can get to know that why they have asked the question, it will be easier for us to understand. So, just sum it up. In the suppose we are dealing with this particular question. So as we discussed, we will be dealing the question into four parts. First is we will try to figure out the answer based on the mindset that we will be having during the exam hall. Second part, we will try to narrow it down that why UPSC has asked the question. Third part, we will prepare short notes of this particular topic. Fourth part, we will try to figure it out that what other type of questions that came from the 10th schedule in previous years. And based on that, we will get an idea that from this particular topic, these are the type of questions that came. And the final part is, based on that analysis only, we will identify that what other questions that might come from this topic. So this is how we will be dealing with each and every questions. So hope you understood that how a particular question we will deal with. So this is all about the how we will be dealing with a particular question. So hope you understood this one. So as we discussed that this is the method that we will be following. But another thing is that how this particular document will help you. So as we already mentioned that this particular document, you can consider this as a booklet or the final document or the revision document that before the exam, just go through this. So over here only you will get all the last 13 years of papers with detailed solutions, and you will be having the crisp notes as well. So you can just go through this document multiple times and no need to go through the standard books just before the exam, because you will not be getting that much of time. And secondly, you can, since you are doing the previous year questions, it will help you in understanding the themes based on which UPSC is asking the questions. You can able to understand the thought process. So that is what is important. So this particular resource is a two-in-one resource. Okay, you will be able to practice the PYQs, and secondly, it will help you in revision as well. So hope you understood that how you can, or rather how this particular document will help you. Now the most important part is that how will we approach it. So there are two methods, or rather there are two steps that we will be following it up. First is subject wise PYQs. So this will be our first round of preparing the previous year questions. So how we will be doing this one? Now from 2013 to 2025, we will segregate the questions into subject wise. Like we will be dealing with the polity questions, economic questions, environment questions, history, geography, and all those things. So first part, we will be dealing with all the questions that came for in the last 13 years subject wise. So in that case, what will happen? It will help you to understand that from this particular chapter, or rather this particular subject, these type of questions came. And we will also segregate it into topic wise. Like for example, I am giving polity. Now in suppose polity subject we are doing, and in that polity subject we are doing the topic on fundamental rights. So first of all, we will solve all the questions that came from fundamental rights. So in this way, while you are revising fundamental rights, you will get to know that, okay, so from fundamental rights, these the type of questions came. And these type of questions did not came as of now. So it will help you to analyze better. Similarly, we will be doing with the same approach for other subjects as well: economy, environment, history, and geography. Once we are done with all these things, subject wise things, next we will come year wise. Now why year wise we will be doing it? Because in prelims paper, if you went through the previous year question papers, you will see that it's not like that its question paper is subject wise. It is subject wise only, like, but in some cases it will be like question number 1 came from polity, again question number 2 came from economy. It might be. So in some case, so that means what? That means you need to solve polity and parallelly you need to solve other subjects as well, because the questions will be jumbled between subjects. So while you are solving the year-wise PYQs at the later stage of this journey, you will come to know, or your brain will be or rather your brain will be means how will I say, so basically your brain will work in that way, or your mind will work in that way, that so first of all you will be dealing with the particular subject, and then suddenly if you see some questions from environment, or rather take example that you were solving geography questions, and suppose another question came from environment, so it won't be any issue for you. So in that way you will be able to revise the papers year wise. So that will help you to simulate the exam hall experience as well. So that's why, so these are the two steps that we will be following it. So first of all, we will be doing it subject wise. So, and also topic wise also. And secondly, we will be doing it in year wise manner starting from 2025 onwards till 2030. So this is all the approach that we will be following it. But the most important question comes that how you need to use this document that will benefit you the most. First of all, as I have mentioned, that we will be dealing with the subject-wise sections. Now, in doing that, it will help you to just go through your concepts, or even if you are not aware of a particular concept, it will help you to understand that particular concept, prepare your short notes, which will help you in revision. And secondly, once you are done with the subject wise thing, once you move into the year wise thing, so that means you are practicing 100 questions in within 2 hours. So that means it will help you to just give up or who means it will just help you to get that particular environment, that the real exam hall situation, you will be able to face that thing. So in this way, you will be able to identify, and most important thing is that it will help you to understand the thought process, that why the question came this year. So once you start analyzing in this way, it will be easier for you to understand or analyze the question paper in a better manner. So in this way, you can use this document, which will be much more beneficial for you. So this is this is all about this particular session. So hope you understood that how we will go through it. So treat this journey as your companion till prelims 2026. Okay. So, and finally I'll say the same thing again, that we only have about 260 days. Now every single day counts, and every PYQ you solve properly brings you closer to clearing prelims. So friends, this is our journey together, where we both will be doing, or rather we both will be solving the questions. So from tomorrow onwards, we start with our first subject. So together in these 260 days, let's not just prepare, let's decode UPSC. So see you all tomorrow in the first video. Thank you.